meanwhile, many don't realize that, at least in Tennessee, mediation is actually required by law before any contested divorce is granted.
Kimberly Schreiber and David Adams are divorce mediators in Memphis. And Kimberly, let's start with you. When it comes to mediation, is it put into place to stop a divorce, or that's not necessarily the case?
No, none of the people that come to us are trying to stop their divorce. It's just a way to resolve your dispute without going through the court process.
Okay, so it doesn't, does it like if you go through a successful mediation, then there's no protracted court battle? Is that the idea?
You're done.
You're done.
You're done, yes. There's maybe one court appearance by the attorney and one of the parties, but you can resolve everything about your custody, your marital dissolution agreement, all of your assets, everything. The judge's position normally is that you are in the best position to know how to resolve your dispute better than a judge.
So David, with that in mind, how does this actually help children? Because we know in many of these cases, children are a big part of it. Can it help?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a huge divorce that lasted years and years, and it was a long court battle. So the kids get caught in the middle of this all the time, and they end up as pawns, in a court battle back and forth between their parents. So being able to settle something very quickly and outside of that, it just kind of limits the children's exposure to it. And when you're talking about a divorce mediation, it's putting into play a parenting plan and getting two people to agree on how they're going to co-parent. So it provides a much more stable environment for the children as they go through it.
Are there any ground rules? Because I would assume a really contentious divorce could still go through a long process just in mediation, or are there rules that are put in place in the mediation process to kind of limit that?
There are ground rules that get put in place, but really, mediation is kind of an open process, and it's something that both the parties are told on the front end. They're really in charge of the whole thing.
So is it about being heard? Is that why it works better? People feel heard more?
I don't know if it's more about being heard. It's just that it's the one place in the court process where the parties are getting to make the decisions. Mediators are neutral. We're not on the wife's side, we're not on the husband's side, we're not a guardian ad litem, we're not there for the children. So it's a process where you get to make all the decisions regarding how you're going to resolve your dispute.
So who brings the mediator into the fold, so to speak? Again, do I contact you, or does the state provide that individual? How does that work?
Well, the state does not provide mediators, but they do. The Tennessee Supreme Court has a listing of all of the approved mediators in the state of Tennessee. That can be found on tncourts.gov. Okay. But normally, the statute says that the parties get to choose the mediator, but in reality, it's the attorneys, all the local attorneys here, who know who the good mediators are and are hiring them for their clients.
And you've just gotten a grant through your firm that you can provide this free to some couples, correct?
We do. So now we offer a once a month on a Saturday, we run a free divorce mediation clinic. There are no income restrictions. Originally, we did it just because there are a lot of people who go through divorces that have financial problems already, and the divorce makes it worse.
Right. And
so
that hurts the kids.
It doesn't. It hurts everyone involved.
Yeah.
So we established the mediation clinic. We have mediators that we have trained for their state listing that volunteer their time to come in and sit down. They'll sit down with one or both parties to help people resolve some of their disputes and help them establish a parenting plan for their children.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate you both being here.
Thank you.